Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Barcelona and Napoli. And Barcelona got the job done. Barcelona is going to the Champions League quarterfinals. Can you believe it? I cannot believe that Barcelona have done it. They have done it without Frankie. They have done it without Pedri. They have also done it without Xavi. Barcelona were missing three of their best midfielders and they still got the job done. After all of these injuries that we have been going through, Xavi Hernandez managed to fix the situation. Can you guys just understand why Xavi Hernandez is a great coach for this club? Because the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to see that Xavi Hernandez has really been maneuvering Barcelona into its best possible scenario or position. Meaning, in the beginning, when we first started this season, we did not have a Kubarsi, and so we had Christensen in the center back position, and that meant that we did not have a real defensive midfielder. Xavi Hernandez found this as a problem, but then he introduced Kubarsi later down the season, and now we have a set starter in the back line. Kubarsi cannot leave, and because Kubarsi is a untouchable in that back line, that also means that Christensen is now a central defensive midfielder, and now today, we can safely say that Kubarsi deserves to start in the center back position and Christensen deserves to start with either Frankie de Jong or Gundogan. And moving forward, this does look like a very strong team. Let's really analyze the big picture that Xavi Hernandez has been doing this season. He has readjusted this whole squad and placed them into the very best possible position, which is why Barcelona is going to the quarterfinals after 4 years. 4 years of no quarterfinal football. And you know what I find so interesting is that I can confidently say for the first time after 4 years, okay? 4 years. I was 21 years old the last time I saw Barcelona in the quarterfinals. But 4 years. You know what I find so interesting is that I feel like this team can actually go deep into the Champions League. I could have not told you that before. I couldn't have said that 6 months ago or 7 months ago because of all of these leaks that we had, because of our defensive issues, because of our lack of central defensive midfielders. There was no real answer. We did not even know if Christensen can go into that position. And we're like, what the heck? What's going on? Horrible squad planning. But now I'm starting to see the big picture. This team is strong. This team has heart. This team has passion. We saw that against Napoli. When they scored, you can just see the fans erupt. You can see the players super excited to represent this badge. Every player in this squad was playing amazing. 100%. They came in and they said, we're going to beat Napoli. We're going to show the fans that we care about this badge and this club, and we're going to take this club forward. We're going to go into the quarterfinals. And so I feel like we can go deep into the Champions League. Yes, I know that there is a possibility that we could face Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Manchester City, but bring it on, dude. Bring it on, because I see this team with a lot of enthusiasm to succeed, to send Xavi on a good note before he does leave this season. Again, with the discovery of Kubarsi, it adds more character and flavor to that back line because of how well he likes to pass, of how well he likes to defend. Everything seems so smooth with him. We saw the amount of passes and long passes that he was doing from the back line that led towards Rafinha getting the ball, or Lewandowski getting the ball, or Lamine Yamal, or Gundogan. Kubarsi was on top of everything when it came to him getting pressured by Napoli. He still succeeded in his passes, and so it adds more character. And with the front line of, Lamine Yamal becoming such an important player for the club, it just makes Barcelona so dangerous. And I would also say, and I will also argue, that they could be a dark horse in the Champions League. Like I've said, no one expected for Barcelona to be in the quarterfinals, and no one is going to be expecting for them to go deep into the Champions League. And so to all Barcelona fans, the people who went to this game, the people who saw it from the TV, the people who saw it while they were at work or if they were at school, rejoice, be happy, smile, celebrate, because this is a huge day for Xavi Hernandez, a huge one. Like, I don't even know how to even put this, right? But like Barcelona, like they made history. How do you go into the quarterfinals, beat a team like Napoli in this way with a 16-year-old right winger and a 17-year-old center back? How? And seeing the context of what Xavi Hernandez had to go through the season with the injuries, with the lack of squad depth, it's just insane. It is insane. I am blown away. And so like I've said, I want to shout out Kubarsi because he had a 100% aerial duel rate, 100% ground duel rate, 100% tackle rate, 90% of his passes were accurate, and he distributed 68 passes. He was also considered as the man of the match. Yes, he was that important. If you guys did not watch the match, go ahead and watch the first, I will say 20 minutes to 30 minutes of the game and go look at what Kubarsi did. It'll tell you everything on how he played. I also do want to shout out out Koundé because Koundé had 7 out of 8 long balls completed, 4 clearances, 3 interceptions, and 3 recoveries, and he kept Cavara in his pocket. So easy. Napoli had 2 very dangerous players. It was Cavara and Osimhen, who were in the front 3. Araujo kept Osimhen in his pocket easily. Koundé kept Cavara in his pocket, and because of those 2 great center backs, Napoli couldn't do a damn thing to threaten Barcelona. Yes, they have scored a goal, but they were lucky. But overall, that defensive line of Cubarsí, Araujo, Koundé, Cancelo, it's a whole different vibe. Like, we came into this season with the idea of Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, and Balde. We're like, okay, that's our back line, but it's not like that anymore. Cancelo is a for sure starter in the left back position because obviously Balde is injured and he's going to be returning maybe in about 6 to 7 months. But Cancelo is our true left back with Cubarsí as the new implementation to be sitting next to Jules Koundé. You cannot touch that back line on a good day. And today, that back line was on a good day versus Napoli. And I can't believe they showed up. I can't believe it. Cancelo, I also want to shout him out because he was just important. I think that everybody in the defensive line, they showed up. Yes, they made a few mistakes here and there. I think that most of it has to do with, obviously, Oriol Romeo coming in later in the game because of the lack of miscommunication, because he's not press resistant. But overall, that defensive line was on top of their game in the first 30 minutes. Cancelo was able to find Rafinha on the first goal when Rafinha was making that run. An easy goal for Fermin Lopez for him to just tap it in. But Cancelo was just so on point on finding Rafinha's run. Also, he scored a goal. That was a rebound from Rafinha. Rafinha was about to shoot the ball into the bottom right corner. It hits the post. From the ball hit the post and then went straight to Cancelo, and Cancelo just taps it in and makes it 2-0 within a span of 4 minutes. And the way that Barcelona were passing the ball, looking at these players, just looking at how dynamic they were, moving everywhere, making sure that the speed of the ball was 100% correct, the position, like everything was 100%. Xavi Hernandez truly nailed it, and these players were 100% focused, and that is why Barcelona were able to score 2 goals before the 16th minute. It was amazing. And when I saw that second goal even happened, when I saw like Cancelo run into the corner, going up to the fans, Cancelo was like, "Vamos, like let's go, let's do this." Like he was on fire, and the fans were like, "Let's do this." Like you can feel it. Like I remember seeing that moment. I'm like, "Oh yeah, Napoli is done. Napoli is done. Napoli is gonna have their back bent, and we're gonna hit them from the back. We are going to Floyd Mayweather Napoli with all of these counters, all of these punches. There was no way Barcelona was going to go down. Like Cancelo was bringing the spirit and the passion to the club, and we really needed that at that time. And so later in the first half, like probably in the last 15 minutes, Barcelona did slow down their tempo. We saw a little bit of, less intensity. Napoli, unfortunately, because of the lack of intensity that happened in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, Napoli, they ended up scoring a goal on the 30th minute. Again, it was lucky for them. They can walk away with that goal and just whatever. Barcelona were like, okay, that's fine. You scored the goal. But I knew the reason why they wanted to slow down their tempo was because in the second half, they really wanted to give it their all and to finish off strong, because the amount of energy and the amount of pressing that Barcelona were doing in the first 20 minutes of the first half, it was a lot. And I knew that the players were tired, which is why I understood why they were kind of saving their energy for the second half, because as soon as we got into the second half, Barcelona turned it up a gear, which is why right here in the attacking momentum, Barcelona were slowly growing in the second half, and nothing could have stopped Barcelona. Napoli couldn't do anything, and Barcelona were able to find the third goal in the last 5 minutes, which was Sergi Roberto leading the attack. Sergio Roberto came in with Oriol Romeo to replace Christensen and Fermin Lopez, 2 players who were phenomenal tonight, but they were taken off for Oriol Romeo and Sergio Roberto. And I remember, right, everybody was talking about this on the media, but when those 2 players came in, we did get nervous. We're like, really? Like, we're looking for the third goal. It's 3-2 global, and I don't think that is the correct time to put in these 2 players because they might make a mistake. They might slow down the game. Let me tell you guys one thing. Sergio Roberto surprised all of us because we thought Sergio Roberto was just going to come in there, probably pass the ball sideways, whatever. But he surprised us because he was able to dictate that last play that led towards the third goal. Sergio Roberto did a little pausa. He was kind of slowing down the play a little bit outside the box. The Napoli defenders were like, what's going on here? He looks a little too calm. And then all of a sudden, he finds Gundogan. Gundogan passes the ball back to Sergio Roberto after an amazing direct run into the box. And then he receives the ball again, passes it to Lewandowski, and Lewandowski taps the ball inside. It was an easy but amazing goal for Barcelona. Barcelona. And to be honest, it was a change that Barcelona needed because Sergio Roberto was making so many great passes even before the goal that he scored. As for Oriol Romeu, the amount of misplaced passes he was doing, I'm like, this guy is clearly going against us. Like, this guy passed it to one of the Napoli defenders like 2 or 3 times within his little cameo. And I'm like, dude, like, are you a Barcelona player, or do you want to see Barcelona go down? Like, are you a secret agent of Girona and you want to do bad for Barcelona or something like that? But like what is going on? I'd never want to see Oriol Romeu come in again, ever. And especially in a situation like this, because he is the complete opposite of Sergio Busquets. Think about Sergio Busquets and all of his great qualities in his prime. Now just reverse that and just think about the complete opposite of that player. That is Oriol Romeu. You press him once, he loses the ball. You press him once from the right side, he loses the ball on the left side. You press him once on the left side, he loses the ball on the right side because of the misplaced passages. He tries to turn away from you. He thinks that he's doing the correct decision and he misplaces the pass. And dude, like, I remember he tried to kick the ball away from our own box, but he kicked it straight to one of the strikers of Napoli. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, we're trying to defend our lead and you want to give them the ball? I never want to see Oriol Romeu again, ever. And so look, everybody played well. There is no standout player. I would maybe just try and argue Kubarsi was slightly better than most of the players, but everybody played well. Ter Stegen came out the freaking goal sometimes to header the ball to one of the players. Like, he was coming out so many times like if he was newer from Bayern Munich. And I'm like, is this Barcelona? Is this my team? Is this real? Am I dreaming? Did I accidentally take like some drugs or something that made me hallucinate to make me think that Barcelona is playing this good? Because that is what it felt like. But everything was just so good. I've already told you that if you get these players to play 100%, you get a great team. Everybody was telling me, no, Kevin, you're wrong. Xavi Hernandez does not have his tactics correctly. These players are not good enough. We need to sign different players. Everybody's trash. Cancelo's trash. Lamine Yamal is trash. Gundogan is finished. He's old. Everybody was saying those things to me, but I was telling you guys, I'm like, look, the only thing that needs to happen is for Xavi Hernandez to implement to these players that they can believe that they can win, that they are better than the opponent as soon as they think that we can come out with great results. And they have done it. They have proven to the world. And so I think that with this great win, the fact that we're going into the quarterfinals, I strongly believe this is also going to translate to La Liga. La Liga. Barcelona are in 3rd place. Yes, Real Madrid and Girona are doing very well. They're winning their games. But I think that Barcelona can really compete to go into, at the very least, 2nd place. I do think that with us going into the quarterfinals, it can make us compete for the away game against Real Madrid, for the away game against Girona, for the away game against Atletico Madrid, and take the points away from one of the top contenders, because we are Barcelona. We are Barcelona. So the draw is going to be happening on Friday. Our possible opponents is going to be, there's no easy teams at all. Like, don't think that we're going to be getting like some B-level team by the time we get into the quarterfinals. There's no way. We're either going to be facing Bayern, City, it could be Real Madrid, it could be whoever. And so bring it. Just bring it. 10 out of 10 performance from the players, 10 out of 10 from Xavi Hernandez, and 10 out of 10 for the Barcelona fans that attended that game, because I felt the presence. I felt their passion. I felt that they wanted the team to win, and I do believe that uplifted the players, and it gave them their 12th player on the field. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.